Good evening, everyone. Well, I am much better. After 93 minutes on a TENS unit, I had it as far as up on my head that I could without getting into my hair. And I put it on each shoulder. 30 minutes wasn't enough. 60 minutes wasn't enough. 90 minutes wasn't enough. When I started that last round of 30, I could only handle 3 minutes of it. It felt like my insides were getting brushed out. It was the craziest feeling I have ever had in my life. I was like, well, that kind of feels good. And I could feel it felt like it was tapping down my whole back. I was like, well, that's freaking cool too. But it just kept like feeling like it was doing this in my head. And it would it was the weirdest feeling. I'm like, man, I don't know that this is good for me. I need to research this before I do this again. But I'm going to tell you right now, I took only a small one dropper of the water soluble Delta 9. As soon as it just came on like a ton of bricks. There was no warning. It just was bam. My head felt like it was hit with a sledgehammer. And that's this round. I've had more of those. I mean, I had issues before with head pain, but this was brought me to tears. It hurt so bad. So so I felt good enough that I'm like, well, we need to take you out. It's time. And I went into the wilderness. Let's just put it that way. And met some peeps from Oklahoma that are here for 2 weeks. So I have a organic Mick Ultra in here that I dumped over. So half of it's on the ground. I don't drink anyway. But I'm going to tell you, I took a swig of it. I can't even tell you the last time I had a beer. And it is delightful. It's crisp and clean, and it doesn't make me feel bloated, even though I've got edema issues. And then they made fresh fish snapper tacos. So I have the leftovers with their lobster. So I'd say I had a really good find in the wilderness today. What do you think? Just saying, because that's what it was. I just met him. And I'm going to tell you, this snapper is delightful. So, with your added prayers, because everything good happens in threes, you helped me get past that. I think I did. I finally, when it was so bad, I was like, I've got to do another video. I need record of this. So people understand I'm a non-vaxxer, but tested positive to all three of those antidotes. That's all I'm going to call them. They might as well be witch's brew. Might as well call them what they are. Lab created experiment to hurt us. Just saying. So I just wanted to, if this is my last supper, well, I've hit the jackpot. And I would like to thank those gentlemen personally, even though I cleaned up your trash. Shame on you, because I'm sure I'm going to see them again. And I got to have them come to my YouTube channel. I'll say, oh, I left you a little love note. So they were really sweet with Hannah. And one of their buddies, I swear to God, sounded just like Forrest Gump. I just kept looking at him. I wanted to record him without him knowing because it was so endearing. I loved it. And then I met this sweet African American couple, and they had a son that had special needs. And Hannah was misbehaving, so I told her if she was misbehaving, I had to put her shock collar on. Little did I know I hadn't charged it in so long, because just the fear of putting it on was enough for her. I don't need to shock her. Well, today was not the one for it to not be working, because she was not being obedient whatsoever. She ate strings last night, and you can imagine they don't come out the back end the way that they go in the front. Well, they do come out the back end the way they go in. What am I thinking? But anyway, so this little boy with Down syndrome was overjoyed seeing Hannah. So I got up, and I'm telling you, it was like almost like I had kryptonite in my body. It was like I could walk like there was no tomorrow. It was short lived, but I got enough adrenaline to be able to take her over and see the love that I think his name was Leandre. I think that's what they said. And I told him to come to the YouTube channel so they could see Hannah again. The look on his face and his daughter or his sisters, I think her name was Annabelle or Anna, something like that. Um, I said, well, hello, it's nice to meet you. And he gave me a big hug. I'm telling you right now, it breaks my heart. It always has. To watch people be so mean and cruel and hateful to them. It's not okay. Despite growing up in a household where my mother would laugh at stuff like that. And she'll deny it all, but I don't care. I always saw the beauty in it. They have the biggest hearts in the world. I could feel it from my lawn chair. When he was like this, like, oh boy, and I said, is it okay? I said, she's a love. She's my service dog. And they're like, oh, absolutely. And hopefully I'll get to see him again because I would love to take a video of him because it is the most endearing thing I've seen in quite a while in this hellhole of a world we're living in. And that's the best description I can give it at this point. When you've got all the top people in the world running the world with all the dough, poisoning all of us, and laughing all the way to the bank, that's why I'm recording every move that I make. So I can prove to them their disability criteria is BS, their government is BS. I mean, it's completely tyrant. I always said all I needed was my 2 Rottweilers to walk into the White House and clean house. If you don't pass my dogs, get out. Pack your shit and get out. I'm not kidding you. You could go with a pack of dogs and clean that White House out. They will tell you every crooked person in there, and you may not have any left. That's how easy that is. I've just had it. When I see something beautiful like that, that's a world I want to live in. I want to live in a world where these guys from Oklahoma, they're just happy, happy, happy. And the one girlfriend was telling me about a situation at Key Colony in a condo that the girl's on a power trip. I said, where's she from? New York? Massachusetts. I said, close enough. I said, them up there on the East Coast come down here with their shitty attitudes. Excuse my language, but y'all understand that when I say it. And think that that behavior from the North is acceptable down here in the South. Well, I'm here to tell you, we don't tolerate that down here. And if that's what you think you're going to bring here, we're not okay with it. You just pack up and go right back home. I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. I can't tell you how many people I've said that to. Truly. They come down here with their holier than thou, and that's what this manager did at this Key Colony condo, which I guarantee you they'll never stay again. The parking lot is virtually empty, and they have a very small trailer. And she was on a power trip and told these people that they had to take their trailer to the city lot and pay for it. Really? So either she's on a power trip or she's getting a kickback. I don't know, but I want to get more information because I'd like to know if that's happening too. That just adds to the corruption down here in the Keys. So I'd say a pretty amazing score for the wilderness for me today, especially after having no doubt my head feeling like it was bashed with a sledgehammer. Yeah, that was straight from hell. And I fought back. And I've still got some tension up there, but I'll take some more drugs. That's what they're for, pain management. And stay Put that stuff right back in the toilet. Let's flush it out of my system, all the toxic waste. So, hope you enjoyed my wilderness story. Stay tuned. Lord only knows what I'll come up with next, but if it's my last supper, you know I ate well. There's some Cajun yummy buttery seasoning on the snapper, and the same. I think they did the same on the lobster, but I'd say that's a pretty darn good score if it's my last supper. And Lord knows I won't eat it all, so I'll probably be eating this last supper for several days. Might actually put the snapper and the eggs in the morning. That would be yummy. Hannah won't touch it. She's not. Harley would go crazy for that. So, anyhow, love to all bunches and bunches.